how do we start to face overwhelm, right? What do we do with overwhelm? I think one of the most important pieces is that we start to remember that that sensation within us is trying to teach us something, right? It's that sense of overwhelm is the wave of change just starting to begin, right? So if you think of change as like a wave in the ocean, then you can think of overwhelm as like the beginning of that sensation, right? Overwhelm happens, our brain knows something's going to happen, intuitionally we know something's going to happen, and all of a sudden we feel stressed out, and our brain is trying to come to terms with what is on the other side of what it already knows is happening, right? It's like if you remember learning how to ride a bike, there was those moments where your brain was trying to figure out what was happening. It was overwhelmed, right? Because there's a lot of new things happening. There's a lot of new stimulus. There's a lot of new information coming at it that's never had to deal with. And collectively, a lot of us most of us are feeling that right now. And so what do we do when we are inundated with information, with new information that we don't know how to take in? Well, the first thing that I think that we really need to tend to is just this capacity to listen deeper to our inner wisdom, right? We have an inner wisdom. Jung talked about this idea of the collective unconscious, right? That we are all interconnected in some way, shape, or form. And you know, some people didn't like that idea because it got too close to being almost a spiritual concept within the architecture of our minds, right? But it's very true, right? We're interconnected in many, many, many ways. But one of the things that we need to start to do is to listen to a deeper form of intelligence within us, right? So Einstein, arguably one of the most intelligent men of all times, one of my absolute favorite quotes of all time is by Einstein, and he said, the rational mind is a faithful servant, and the intuitive mind is a sacred gift. And we've built a culture that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift, right? And so what do we do when we're in overwhelm? Well, clearly we need to remember that our rational mind is only going to get us so far, right? It's going to try and find the problems and look at the problems and find solutions and, try and figure out what we need to do immediately. And our intuitive mind is going to be a deeper form of intelligence that, if we allow it, can guide us in a much more seamless direction, right? And you can, think about intuition as your gut, your emotional intelligence, spiritual intelligence, however you want to think about it. It's really up to you. I like to say that intuition is a type of memory, right? Intuition is almost like a memory of tomorrow, a memory of the future. Not in the sense that like you can see into the future, but in the sense that like you have a wisdom within you that is feeling into the trajectory of where you're going. It's like really great captains of ships. They have a sense of when they're off course, right? They can feel it in their body when the ship is straying off course. They know it. They don't need to always look at a compass to know that they're off course. Their body is a compass, right? Their body is feeling into where the boat is heading. And so we have the same intelligence within us, right? We have that same capacity within us to be able to tell whether or not we're going in the right direction. And so it's in these moments of extreme overwhelm where people are overwhelmed individually, families are overwhelmed, maybe people are overwhelmed financially. I think this is the time to start to tune deeper into your intuitional intelligence, right? Your gut-based intelligence, to start to listen to, am I okay? Am I moving in the right direction? Are these the right decisions, right? And that is the really juicy essence of life, right? And this is what in Buddhism they call it the Tao, right? That's the way, is that you listen to a deeper form of intelligence that isn't just your rational mind trying to, figure out everything in our life.